Right, everybody, we should be live again. Let me know about audio and video per usual. If there are any issues, I will try to fix them to the best of my ability. But joining me in the booth for the 450 motos is none other than Mr. Chris Riesenberg. How's it going, Checkers?
I'm doing well. I got here early tonight. Got to watch some 250 racing, and now it's kind of like the LCQ and the Consi race. Usually they're not as exciting outdoors, but I'm still excited to watch it.
Wait, is it going on right now? Did I time out?
The gate, it just restarted, and
I must have timed out. So
they are
I'm
on the line at the moment. It just dropped them in right now.
okay. I'm
And
loading
there
in.
it looks like there is only 12 riders on the gate. Actually 11 because I would be the 12th guy. Going for 4 spots. And the gate is down at Thunder Valley. James Schuler has the whole shot early, and then Travis Hoffman and the 261 of Tyler Groening are literally bar to bar. Hoffman trying to make some progress
Right,
up
there we
the
go.
uphill as Ryan Wilson sneaks on by. A Tom Holmes, Super Fam Racing up in the mix.
Alright, I do apologize for the late load times, guys, but we are in the 450 Consi, as Chris has been commentating it just a little bit.
Oh, check this out. Sitting on the gate, not moving, not riding, the 37, Ryan Mahan.
Oh boy.
So Mahan, he's one of our title contenders. Definitely not going to be racing tonight. Not sure what's going on there. Looks like maybe he didn't get a chance to run quali lap. Had someone log him in, and is not here to race.
Very, very unfortunate. You never like seeing guys, especially title contenders.
You know what I do like seeing?
Oh.
Third place, 252 stroke, SYS rider Nathan Zaworski.
A very, very good friend of
show.
ours, Mr. Nathan Zaworski. I hope he makes it in.
Go into the 2 spot right here, launching over the top of James Schuler, while Travis Hoffman has the lead. Hoffman almost going down.
We were texting in our group
he
chat.
does go down.
Oh boy, we were texting in our group chat here just before the race, and Nate said that he did like one qualifying lap or something just to make it into the night show, basically. But he felt good on the track, so I don't know what feeling good on the track is compared to.
Well, the thing is this is based off the 2012 version. Obviously, it's completely different. But that was back when Nate actually played a lot.
Right.
And also, as rough as it is, it does suit the 2-stroke a little bit. He's battling with James Schuler for the lead here. Jack Fowler and Michael Wheeler are 3rd and 4th. Those are transfer spots. Ryan Wilson on the 427 right now is not transferring.
He was in the transfer spot earlier, wasn't he? Along with
yes, he did.
Adam?
He passed from 5th to 2nd in the 2nd turn, actually. Wheels is on the hot seat at the moment. Perhaps you could say he's on the golden toilet. Ryan Wilson got to be careful here, though. I mean, obviously, you can't do anything too crazy for the last transfer. He might get his ass banned.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mess with Wheels.
There goes the move, and Wheels is down. And here comes Adam Holmes saying, "Thank you for the Christmas gift, boys. I will take that 4th spot."
Remember what happened here last year?
Right in about that same
Wheels.
section, yes.
Yeah,
Wheels
literally
actually,
like right in the same section.
Those of you that weren't around last year, Hunter Root was battling for the championship and went backwards on the start down that hill for whatever reason, and hit Wheels head on first lap of the moto and found himself suspended for a round. As Wheels now gets run into from Ryan Wilson in the back. Again, what the heck's Ryan Wilson doing? Because that's not even the main line down the hill. The track's way wider than it needs to be on that section. And he's running right into the back of someone. I don't know. It's like he wanted to take him out.
Yeah, meanwhile, while all that's going on, we still have James Schuler here leading this 450 Consi, and Nathan Zaworski's sticking strong here in the 2nd spot on the 2-stroke. Then we got Jack Fowler and Adam Holmes still. And then Ryan Wilson is your first guy out of the transfer spots, sitting in 5th.
Yeah, Jack Fowler, the real 57. Interestingly enough, his bike looks really, really similar to the bikes that the Adept bikes that August Sanders designed. I'm going to let you finish the call of this race. I have to go take care of something before the motos begin.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I'll be fine. Not a whole lot of action. Oh, Jack Fowler's down here in third. It looks like he's going to get passed by Adam Holm, but that is about it for the time being. Ryan Wilson slowly but surely catching on to him, though. Oh, Fowler down again. So Wilson's going to get the last transfer spot here for the time being. So Fowler, he was sitting comfortably in third place about half a lap ago, and now he's outside of a transfer spot. So this track will come up and bite you. It's a very rough track, as you see Matt Modell going down right after the finish line. Let's see if Jack Fowler can remount and make a charge here up into the transfer spots once again. Ryan Wilson not that far in front of him, so meanwhile, James Schuler just sitting pretty out here in the lead. Team Volcom rider. A lot of fast guys on that Volcom team. And the likes of Hunter Root and Tyson Fresquez, they're actually battling for the championship. So James Schuler learning from the best over at that Team Volcom team. And somebody was moved out of the channel. Not sure who it was. I'm assuming it was either Chris or Race was in here a little bit ago. But nonetheless, we're just still waiting on the consi to just wrap up here. We're going to have one lap to go as soon as Schuler hits the finish line one more time. Wilson's actually up into third, so Adam Holm having some issues, and he actually puts Jack Fowler almost on the ground with a brake check. Ooh, Ryan Wilson down again. So that's going to allow Adam Holm to pass him back, and Fowler's going to maybe get around him. It looks like he's going to. Nathan Zaworski down right now, but he is comfortably in a I shouldn't say comfortably, actually, because here's third, fourth, and fifth. They're all stuck together, so as much as I hate to say it, Nate has to have a good last lap here, otherwise there could be some trouble. As Schuler coming back up the start straight on the white flag lap. Again, sitting comfortably in the first place position here in the 450 Consi. All right, Nathan Zaworski coming back up the start straight on that two-stroke. Adam Holm and Jack Fowler still battling it out for that third place position, and Ryan Wilson actually having some more issues. So it looks like the transfer spots are set in stone as long as everybody has a good last lap. Not even a good last lap, just a clean last lap here.
Just an on two wheels lap. The problem is Fowler and Adam Holm, they're pretty close together, which could work in the favor of Ryan Wilson, perhaps.
Right. But I think as long as they stay on two wheels, I don't think Wilson is close enough to make a move on them, even at the tail end of this lap here.
Wilson looks like he's just pinning it, and he is making up time. It's down to 8 seconds. It was 10.
Oh, and he's going to jump off the track. He's got to get back on safely. All right, so now he's really going to have to let it all out, or let it hang, I should say.
Hang loose, bro.
Hang loose, bro.
Very cautious through the Tomac corner. Well, Wilson has nothing to lose as he's bar dragging the Tomac corner.
That was awesome. As Fowler's jumping over that big triple here.
Yeah, unfortunately for Wilson, as the further they get around the track, the less likely it is that even Tickle's money can buy his way into the show.
All right, so James Schuler actually taking the victory here in the 450 Consi. Sitting in second place still, Nathan Zaworski on the two-stroke.
Atom's down with Hoffman.
But, oh, Wilson is down as well, so...
Atom panicking now, though. Don't get a double fall off facing that triple. Atom maybe not realizing that Wilson has crashed. Hoffman, is he trying to take Atom out?
I'm not sure. I did not get that on stream. I saw... Oh, Adam's down again! Oh, no. Devastating for Adam Holm. He was in a transfer spot all race long as well. Maybe reviewable. I'm not exactly sure what happened, but looks like the transfer spots are set in stone with James Schuler winning the 450 Conti. As I was saying, Nathan Zaworski's sitting strong in that second place position. He's actually going to make it to the 450 motos tonight, so I am actually very, very excited to see him racing. Like I said at the beginning of the race, a very good friend of ours here over at Start Your Systems. And then we got Jack Fowler sitting in third, and Ryan Wilson getting that final transfer spot with Adam Holm unfortunately missing out on the motos. He was in a transfer spot all moto long, like I just said. Not sure what happened to him at the tail end of this last lap, but he's packing it up early and he's done for the night. But that's going to do it here for the 450 Contis at round number 3 of the Ride365.com Nationals, powered by Versus PC, racing at Lakewood here, or in Lakewood, Colorado, I should say. Now, really quick, I do want to go over the qualifying results here. Now, your defending champion Jesse Mullins, once again on the top spot of qualifying with a 158.234. And then sitting in second, Tyson Fresquez, a 158.812. So your defending champion, 0.6 of a second faster on this track this week. And then to round out the top 3, Jordan Foster with a 202.289. And is this updated? I don't think this is updated, so actually give me just a second. There we go. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. I forgot to refresh qualifying. So Jesse Mullins with a 156.867, excuse me. He's still on the top spot. But then we have Hunter Root sitting second in qualifying with a 156.921. And then Tyson Fresquez with a 158.812. Jordan Vanderlee with a 2-minute.179, and to round out the top 5 here at round number 3 in qualifying is Jeremy Shipley with a 2-minute.781. And then we have Luke Heberlein in 6th, Race Carlin 7th. He actually was a no-show last week due to, I believe, some weather issues or graduation. I know they had something to do with each other, but he did not race last week. He's sitting in 7th in qualifying this week. And then Jordan Foster in 8th. Jeremy Siebel, our Moto 2 winner. Did he win the overall last week? I believe he did. Sitting in 9th in qualifying. And then Roy Mitchell to round out the top 10. And then our boy here at Start Your Systems, Kellen Brower, just outside of the top 10. Qualified 11th this week. So, but storylines coming into the motos. Ryan Mahan not racing here. Looks like he got off the gate, but that's about as far as he got. He was up at the Thunder Valley sign, up at the top of the track, but looks like we're just waiting for not even sure what we're waiting for. I'm ready to get these motos started, though. Is it over? No, it is not over. The Consi just finished up, so we're waiting for the motos to start. We're going to get all the UIDs sorted out, and then we're going to get a warm-up lap here for the 450 guys, and then we're gonna go racing for 2 motos, 30 minutes plus 2 laps each moto. And we'll see who comes out the winner. If I had to make a prediction... I'm going to give it to Hunter Root this week. He showed the speed last week, but just had some issues. So I'm gonna give it to Hunter Root this week. Again, sorry guys, we're just waiting on everything to get sorted out. All right, that's what we were waiting for. It looks like Adam Holm will be in the motos as the 41st rider. It looks like there were some issues between Adam Holm and Travis Hoffman. Um, so we will have a second row of riders. It looks like Adam Holm is going to be on the second row here.
Hi.
That was what the delay was for, guys. We were getting everything sorted out as far as Adam Holm's situation, but we are going to be letting him into the motos.
Yeah, so the official ruling on that was Hoffman did wait up, did purposely crash him once, tried to do it again, which caused daytime too. Obviously, he did the last time fall on his own. But he wouldn't have been in that position. Even if he fell on his own, he would have been able to get up and still transfer. So Hoffman obviously will be looking at a ban most likely if he gets protested. And Aton will be the 41st rider in the gate. And I'll be right back.
User left your channel.
All right, so there you go, guys. You have the official ruling on what happened in the Consi from none other than Chris Riesenberg. So it looks like we're going to get our lineup check here for the moto or the 450 motos, and then we're gonna go racing here.
Yeah, unfortunately, we can't always call those things on the spot, but in this situation, we were able to, which is nice.
Yeah, good thing you caught it to be able to review that right away. I did catch the tail end of that second incident where he almost was able to take him out, but
Not really understanding why you would do that, but I guess I don't act like an 8-year-old. All right.
still
On
just
the line
loading
for the
in.
lineup check. Let's see here if we do. Yeah, so we do have 41 riders on the starting line. I'm looking forward to how the 450s race this track compared to the 250s. I noticed it a lot with Hangtown and
Chris?
Hunter Root is
there
not
we
number
go.
5 in RF, or is he number 5 in RF?
He's number 5 in RF. I believe he's number 2 in EMF.
Okay, cool.
Or,
I was just making sure. I was going to remind him to change his skins again if he needed to, but I don't have his skins to actually just see the number, but yeah, he's legit then. All right, so who is going to get cursed? Didn't Jordan Foster lead the warm-up lap at Glen Helen last week? And we told him to not do it. No, he had a good first moto. It was someone else. But Jordan Foster leading the warm-up lap, but also Fresquez and Vanderleet and Mullins all up front on the warm-up lap. So they're probably going to have terrible performances, but mainly Jordan Foster.
All right, sorry about that, guys. I timed out once again. But there we go. We're all set now.
Well, I will give you a lineup here, perhaps, if you'd like. Here, rundown of who the players are in the field.
Yeah, if you want to do that really quick. I already went through qualifying and everything like that, but
Dude, I know nothing going into this, except your riders in the 450 Motocross Moto 1, Jesse Mullins, Hunter Root, Tyson Fresquez, Jordan Vanderleet, Jeremy Shipley, Luke Heberlein, Race Carlin, Jordan Foster, Jeremy Seabolt back on the 450 again this week after a Moto win last week. Roy Mitchell, Kellen Brower, William St. Laurent, Toby Stocks, Brady Stanley, Andrew O'Hagan, Reed Young, Mike Strelo, Heckman, the 292, Alex Heckman, Craig Richards, Jack Roberts, Andre Santos, Tyler Schmidt, Devin Davis, Chase McDonald, Ethan Parks, Cody Schatt, Justin Harper, Tyler Fry, James Armstrong, Peter Light, Eric O'Connor, Jack Haley, and I saw Zach Dupuis and Logan Leitzel, and then I believe it was your 4 Consi riders, or actually 5 consolation riders with the addition of Tom Holm, I believe was the list.
All right, give me a prediction. Who's getting this whole shot?
Is Schmidt racing?
He is.
I just read all the names. I don't remember. I did read his name. I'm
yep,
going with
he's
Tyler
on the
Schmidt.
He's on the gate right here. Then if you're going with Tyler Schmidt, I'm gonna go on board with him. And he's got the first, or technically the 40th gate on the track, but he's got the most inside gate. So we're going to keep an eye on him. It looks like Jeremy Seabolt is already cutting in and out as far as internet goes, and he's actually not off the gate.
Gates down. Schmidt getting caught up with Heckman a little bit.
Yeah,
Goes down. Takes Mullins and Race Carlin. Not off the bike, but on the ground, and Seabolt's back there as well. Seabolt right down inside the bales.
Luke Heberlein, another good start. When is he going to win one of these motos? He's always up front.
Know.
And then he just kind of fades back towards the end.
Check out 4th place right now. Kellen Brower moving his way into 3rd around the outside of Andrew O'Hagan. Perhaps O'Hagan going to run him wide. Down the downhill, Jordan Foster. He hole shot the warm-up lap, and he's ripping her in the 2 spot right now. And Brower has a whole host of guys behind him.
Ooh, Stanley makes a mistake.
Almost took Roy Mitchell out, but Mitchell gets through. Peter liked the locomotive. One year, guys, I think he was on the outside of the starting gate. Came through in the 6th spot down the downhill into the Tomac turn. They're all running the safe line early on. Devin Davis going to be the first guy to dive inside on the number 13 with a top 10 start. Let's see what he can do with that.
Oh, and Kellen Brower's actually down. That's Kellen. He's down after that little double.
Heberlein's almost down. Going to give up the lead to Foster? No, maybe not. Not yet. Foster trying to slingshot around.
He's going to get the line here, though. Yep.
Play it smart early in the race, boys. That got close.
That was some clean racing, though. Foster could have ran it in a lot
they both
deeper.
Checked up a bit. Roy Mitchell with a mistake trying to get back on the track does so, losing some ton of time. Holy crap, Race Collin was down going into the first turn, and I just saw him appear in the 12 spot already.
Just goes to show you how close the racing actually is here at the start of a 30+2 in MX Simulator.
Bad news for Devin Davis, a top 10 start. He's fallen back to 17th with a big mistake, and he's making another mistake now as Kellen Brower jumps over him just at the tail end of the top 20.
Another one who was down in the first corner,
Mitchell.
Jesse Mullins, he's up here as well. So just behind Chase McDonald. Actually,
Jordan Foster's got a 4.2 second lead now on the Gravedigger.
So a mistake from Luke must have happened that I did not catch on stream. But yeah, new leader, Jordan Foster.
Everyone's favorite freight train. No, not Thomas the Train, but Peter Like is running in 4th. I know he was super excited to get a top 10 last week on the 450. Now he's running up in 4th, obviously really early in the moto. And he has a guy that really sucks outdoors, typically Craig Richards. He's really fast indoors, sucks outdoors. He's running in 5th right now. And he's got his buddy Brady Stanley and teammate on the Family Mix Race Tech team running in 6th. So a couple guys that are typically good at Supercross, not so good outdoors. Looking good early in this thing. Richards going for the move on the locomotive, and the locomotive has derailed, and also derailing was the Gravedigger. Gravedigger's dropped to 5th as he had a crash exiting that turn. A couple of my teammates, Richards and Stanley, looking awesome in the top 5 right now. I'd be pumped if they could stay up here. A lot of racing left for them. It's like an Aussie invasion right now. O'Hagan Australian or from New Zealand?
That is a question for Kellen.
I'm not sure, but he's running 2nd. Richards, the Aussie, and Stanley, the Aussie, 3rd and 4th. And Jesse Mullins now showing his face in the number 5 spot with Chase McDonald, And then you finally see the grave
Oh,
digger.
Craig Richards is actually down, and he's going to take Mullins and McDonald
And Heberlein.
and Haverline all down with him.
And speaking of Australia, here goes Toby Stocks. He makes the move. Richards gets back up and going in the 5 spot. Peter Lyke saying thank you very much as he goes by all those guys. Jordan Foster, 10-second lead out front. Andrew Hagen, and about 6.5 in front of Stanley, who sits in 3rd. Well, Hagen's got to be wondering, why am I all by myself at 2nd place at this point in the moto already?
Right, and let's not forget about Foster. He's checking out already. I mean, look at that lead he's got.
Yeah, I mean...
Hagen's just now getting back onto the start straight, and Foster's actually coming up the hill.
Oh, Toby Stocks with a mistake, jumps off track. Now Richards all over him for the 4th spot. Richards going to look inside.
Oh, and Richards is going to be down.
Is down.
Lyke's going to get around him. Mullins, Heberlein. Schmidt's back up here. He was down in the first corner. Roberts is going to be in front of Richards now. Richards finally remounts in between Roberts and St. Laurent. You got Shipley back here. Holm, Fowler, Carlin, Brower, Haley, Shat, Heckman, Vanderlee, Dupuis, Hunter, Root.
I was going to say, finally find Root in 23rd, and I'm looking for Fresquez. He's all in 26th.
Back, yeah.
We got two strokes in this moto, 168 and 1608. That's Reed Young and Nate Zaworski.
Look at this pack of riders behind Devin Davis really quick. Tyson, Kellen, Haley, Mitchell, McDonald, Fowler, Fry, Zaworski, McDonald, I already said. Strelow's back there. Like, that is ridiculous.
The gap continuing to stretch out for Jordan Foster. He's got his head down and his throttle pinned right now. Don't know much about him besides he's running a 3-digit number, which means he's probably pretty new to the RF racing scene, but to be leading the 450 class at a national by 16 seconds, Jordan Foster clearly knows what he's doing out front. Battle for second is heating up. Stanley making time up on Andrew O'Hagan, and we're just going to go with that he's from Australia for now. And somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe he is Australian.
I have a feeling he is as well.
And again, he's down and out of the spots, and Brady Stanley, fellow countrymate, goes on by. Going in the 4 spot, trying to make up some time. A bad start. He ran a 2:01.2 last time around.
Mullins has slowly but surely worked his way up into 4th.
Thing is, for Mullins, the title contenders are buried in the field, so he's able to be pretty relaxed right now in this spot, I would think, and kind of put his head down, try to put some laps in.
And it is still relatively early in the moto. We're only just past 7 minutes in, so you're not holding that red number 1 plate for nothing. He's obviously got some speed.
He knows how to get it done, and I mean, salvaging what could have been a disastrous start, being down, or, you know, he didn't fall off the bike, but he was down, so he was rounding the corner outside the top 30. Decking back into the field, looking for about 100. Root is up to the 11 spot and coming forward, along with Jeremy Shipley. He's got Race Carlin there. A lot of speed right outside that top 10 right now. Vanderlee trying to make the move on St. Laurent for the 9 spot as they go by Tyler Schmidt, who drops to 10th now. 3 riders right now, 8th, 9th, and 10th, all in the same corner, all going to be in the air at the same time off the booter. Oh, we almost had some trialies. St. Laurent doesn't throw it, so we only had dualies. Hunter Root has caught this pack now, making it a 4-rider battle.
I'm interested to see how
that rider
how quickly Root can get
Tyler
around.
Schmidt.
Yeah, that was Schmidt as well. but Race is going to get around to Tyler as well. Shipley going to be right on him now. But as I was saying, I'm interested to see how quickly Hunter Root can work his way past these guys. Not that it's going to be an easy task. Obviously, if you're running top 10 in a 450 moto here in
big
MX
crash
Simulator,
after
you
the
got to be
step up.
quick. But yeah, Vanderlee's going to be down along with
Shipley, I believe.
no, that's Heberlein.
Heberlein, sorry. So Heberlein had just gotten up from a crash, got passed by Vanderlee, and then Vanderlee fell over. And then at the end of the section, Jack Roberts is down now. So Root just goes right through all those guys like a knife through butter. He wasted no time with them making mistakes and whatnot. Now he's got a big gap to catch up to Toby Stocks, who's running solid in 5th.
The land of Aussies. Jeez, we got Stanley up here. O'Hagan, Stocks.
Yeah, and then Mullins has moved into the 2nd spot now. Mullins electing for the middle line through that sweeper, then cuts back to the inside.
And if you just look at his setup, it is a dial.
You know, a track like this definitely suits Mullins. We've talked about it since Hanktown. His bike gets through the rough really, really well. And then whether it's the riding ability combined with the setup is what I'm guessing it is, but the setup is on point for sure. Not getting big kicks anywhere. And wow, did you just see the corner speed he carried right there?
Yeah, that's unreal.
Curious to see. I don't know how the first part of this lap was. The second part looking good. The bad news for him, he's got 20 seconds to your leader.
But time is still on his side.
Yeah, we're not even halfway through this thing yet. And I also think that Foster's, you know, he hasn't won a lot of these things like Mullins has.
Oh, and so Foster's actually having a little bit of an issue here behind the starting gate. Able to remount without much of an issue, but he's definitely going to lose some time because of that.
201.1 that time for Mullins. Creeping down. I mean, he's still a ways off his qualifying pace, but he's creeping closer and closer.
Now, I didn't have too much time on the track, so I don't know if there are very, very different lines as far as qualifying lines go. But to be, 5 seconds off of the qualifying time, I feel like there might be some sort of line that these guys know is available to them, but the risk versus reward is far too little.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it is a lot of the insides are rougher and less consistent, but they are faster. And I'm sure you'll see guys start using them if they need to make a pass, but not necessarily in every lap race line at this point, unless they're obviously trying to make a last-ditch effort to make up some serious time. I'm curious to see down through the Tomac sweeper if Mullins stays to this inside. Yes, he goes middle and then cuts all the way back in. He's chopping off a lot of that corner, and that's a huge spot for making up time in there. We saw a little bit in the 250 race, and I saw it obviously from building the track as well as some races this week, that it is much faster if you can consistently do it, which Mullins looks like he's got it dialed in with setup and everything. Oh, he's off the track, but on the bike still. Probably not even going to lose much time with that.
And so Foster, he's going to be working his way past the mechanics area. Jesse Mullins is just about to hit this step up here, so that just gives you an idea of how close Mullins is to your leader with about half the moto remaining. We're just over 12 minutes into the moto. But then we have Toby Stocks in 3rd, O'Hagan 4th, Hunter Root sitting in 5th right now.
I was going to say Stocks has taken over the 3 spot. Interestingly enough, looking at Hunter Root's lap time, it's only a 2:04 flat. So he's a ways off the pace of Mullins right now. Maybe he'll drop that thing later in the race as he's getting through traffic. Probably hasn't had much of a clear track. Maybe this will be his first clear track lap right here, actually. He's coming around, clearly pushing to get through the field. Grace Carlin looking solid in the 6th spot. Then comes the Gravedigger. Maybe his race is smoothed out a little bit, as it looked like he was smashing into semis versus smashing over cars with the Gravedigger. He was not having a good early part of the race. Then comes the bomber, Jordan Vanderlee, William St. Laurent, and Brady Stanley's fallen all the way to 10th spot after running 2nd early in the moto. Back in 11th. Give a shout out to Devin Davis. He's actually went from the front to the back, and now he's back up to 11th. So good ride right now from 13. I'm going to creep back through the field a little bit and see if we can get a check on the 39 machine. He's in 21st place, not even in the points. Now I'm looking for the 21.
The
of Tyson
21 is in
Fresquez.
27th. I went all the way back to see if I could
Wow.
find him.
And he's actually battling with last week's Moto 2 winner in 26th, Jeremy Seabolt. And Tyson's best lap right now at 2:19. Not looking good. Now, we know he's really strong late in the races typically. He's good at band-aiding these bad situations for the championships. What's he going to be able to do here? Got a lot of work to do. Someone with a lot of work to do was Jesse Mullins when he got into the 2 spot. He just landed a 2:04 last time. He just keeps getting faster, and that's caused that lead to get down to the 10-second range. Now we're creeping on the halfway point of the moto. We're 14.5 minutes into it. Jordan Foster's gotta not like that. His lead's shrinking way faster than he would like.
But you got to give it up to him. He is running a pretty solid pace.
And consistent as he can be, as he makes a little mistake there. And a 2:08 that time for Mullins. It's just Mullins is consistently hauling ass around this racetrack.
He absolutely is. I actually want to go on board with Mullins just to get an idea of
Before
how much.
you do that, take a peek at the P5 spot. Hunter Root is closed on Andrew O'Hagan, and they have some lappers in front of them. They're probably going to see some action here.
Yeah, absolutely. So I am going to hold off on that on board to get an idea of what's going to happen here for the 4th position. Root going to the inside, gaining a lot of time on him. Actually, side by side makes it look easy.
He passed him like he was tied to a post. Root still hasn't dropped under that 2:04 lap time he was running. Now he's going to try to close in on Toby Stocks, who's only 3.6 ahead. If you'd like to go on board, I'll keep an eye on Hunter Root to see if he closes that gap anymore.
Yeah, absolutely. As Mullins heads towards the Tomac corner. Having to deal with a lapper right now, going to make his way around him.
So this 3rd place battle now down to about 1.4.
I am going to stay on Mullins at least until the finish line. I want to see what this lap is going to be here. Lead is only down to 7.5 seconds. Oh, and he gets a little sketchy just before the mechanics area. Lap time going to suffer because of that. Still runs a 2:04. All right. Actually, we're gonna go first person on route.
Behind now.
Yeah, we're first person on route now.
He's trying to make the move around the 78 at Toby Stocksuit. He's putting in another good performance though. Stocksuit's been pretty solid up here in the top 5, top 10 spots this national season. Looking good. From the man from down under, Toby Stocks. Root can try the outside here.
Nothing doing though. Looks like Stocks actually makes a little bit of ground on him. And Hunter closes it right back up just like that. Another 2:04 from Root, and he's going to go to the inside of Stocks, and he's going to make the pass. But for how long?
O'Hagan has fallen to 6th. Race Carlin's moved up into the 5 spots, and he's freight training through the pack pretty nicely as well. An update on Shipley. Wow, I thought I saw him there. He fell back actually outside the top 20 with a fall off. Kellen Brower and him are actually battling it out for 20th. And Seabolt's made his way to 19th, trying to look for Fresquez, who's now 25th. Update on the lead.
Yeah, I've been watching the
7
lead,
seconds.
so...
And Boland's only a 2:04 flat last time around. We'll see what he runs this time. He's getting close to the finish.
And actually, Foster has lapped Tyson Fresquez. So
2-minute 0.5. So Mullins looks obviously comfortable running those 2-minute lap times. Ooh, he almost gets into a downed rider. Makes it on by, and that leads 5 seconds. We are 18, almost 19 minutes into the moto, so about 2/3 of the way done. Starting to think it's only a matter of time for Mullins to catch up to Foster, and then what happens, who knows, because they very well could rage battle.
oh, and Foster's actually down, coming down the hill. So Mullins is going to jump right over the top of him, and that was very anticlimactic.
Now there is a rider down in this outside Mullins.
That's actually Fresquez, yeah.
So Mullins probably pumped to get into the lead, and then more pumped as he goes around Fresquez lapping him, realizing this thing is looking good for the title as well. Now Hunter Root is 46 seconds.
And Foster's actually down again, so. But yeah, Root's still got a ways to go before you even can see Foster.
Root did drop his lap time to a 2:03 flat last time, but Foster also a 2:03 flat last time around. Now not going to have a good one here as he does a unsafe track re-entry into Zach Dupuis there. Oh, Mr. Foster is struggling right now. I feel for him. Trying to get his mojo back, and he almost face plants off the big triple. I don't know what to tell him to calm himself down right now. But that's allowing Hunter Root to make up some time.
If he has a spotter, I think the spotter needs to let him know that no one's even close to him.
Yeah, just go back to running those 2:04 lap times, and he'll be able to hold on to second in this moto, as Root's not showing the blazing speed that Mullins is showing.
And actually, if Hunter Root has a fall-off crash, Stocks is right there, so he's going to get passed. And Carlin's not too far behind him, so Root still has a lot of competition behind him that can do something if he does make a mistake.
Yeah, for sure. The general race Carlin is, honestly, he followed Root all the way through the pack. He's lost a lot of time to him, so he's not quite running the lap times that Root's running. Not quite as fast, but he's moved all the way through all these positions. Pretty much right in line with Root, just a little ways behind. And Stocks is, I don't even know, I need to think of something. Steady Eddie.
Ooh, Hunter Root is down. Sorry to interrupt, but he's down before the finish, so Stocks is going to be right there now.
It looks like, looking back to Jordan Foster, that he might have got himself settled down a little bit here. Realized everything's going to be okay. A second is a dang good moto for the 581 machine. This battle for third is tightening up with that fall from Root, because Carlin's coming. He ran his fastest lap of 2:04.7 last time around. Interesting looking at the lap times. Toby Stock's best lap's only a 2:07, but he got a good start.
Oh, and Carlin's down at the top of the track. So, a battle that could have been on halt for the moment. Looking for another battle throughout the track, and I'm not really seeing one. The first one I see is a Devin Davis-Mike Strelo battle.
I'm watching Mullins trying to work way through lappers right now, and there's a crap load of them.
This battle here is for 11th.
Pop back there. Carlin's down again as I'm flipping back through the field. Is he going to lose a spot to Stanley? I'm trying to figure out where Carlin's down on the track. That's going to be a battle now, actually, for the 5 and 6 spot as they go into the Tomac turn. And O'Hagan's there as well. And Stanley, I think, just went down. No, he did not. And then the Gravedigger close, Vanderlei close as well. So we have huge battles shaping up here. 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th, 9th spots as well. So 5th through 9th, all on the same straightaway at the moment. Got a good lapper there for Carlin. Stanley now going to come by. That's the 7-Eleven machine. Made a little mistake. That allows Vanderbomber to come by, clips Brady's lag bubble a little bit, puts him back down. No fault to be had for the 7-Eleven. He's trying to get out of his way. He's doing a great job as a lapper. Just unfortunate circumstance, he fell over in the main line.
So a battle of 2 has turned into a battle of about 5. All these guys are very, very, very close together.
Great ride going for O'Hagan. He had that good start. He's sticking it with this top 10 finish.
Oh, and he actually makes a little bit of a mistake. Heberlein, ooh, off into the crowd. So
nothing going right for the Gravedigger in this moto.
A battle of
lucky to salvage a top
5
10
has turned into a battle of 3.
Yeah, Carlin separated himself from these guys by a little ways. O'Hagan and Stanley leading the bomber around, hoping to not get blown up right now. Vanderlei trying to drop the nuke. Stanley almost drops the nuke right onto Andrew O'Hagan's head down the drop-off.
Oh, and Stanley's getting a little wild down the hill here. Able to compose himself, but he's losing a lot of time to Vanderlei. Vanderlei dive into the inside. Nope, he's going to check up just a little bit. Oh, wow, what a pass. What a pass. Now remember, Brady does have a little bit of a leg bubble. Actually, both
they're
of
all
these
three down
do.
in the same turn.
And Vanderlei's crab walking. Oh, in the front wheel lock almost eats him up. So he has to reset. He's got to try to get around Brady Stanley once again. He's straight up past him. There's no way around it. He was faster in that corner and made it stick. Unfortunate circumstances occurred, and now he's behind him once again. So, do you think he waits and tries to make the same pass, or do you think he goes at him a little bit sooner?
I don't know if Vanderlei has the patience to wait.
And he doesn't have to. Stanley
over the berm a little there with a mistake. Now he's got to try to work around the other Aussie, O'Hagan, who also Vanderlei just blowing everyone up. Clearly throwing grenades.
Right.
We don't call him the bomber for nothing.
And Heberlein actually, he got around to O'Hagan and Stanley as well.
Now Stanley and O'Hagan battling. Stanley up the inside of the 55 on the 22 and makes the
stick for the time being. Both to the inside after the finish line. Oh, and Stanley down. O'Hagan got to get back around his fellow countrymate.
Wow, look at the battle for 10th right now. Great performance right now by Mike Strelo on the 56, but he's got some serious pressure from Roy Mitchell, Jeremy Shipley also. A couple of guys, Devin Davis and Santos, not far behind either. Strelo's got to be pumped if he can keep a top 10 performance going. But there's 3 wide almost.
Yeah, Team Adept Riders, Shipley and Mitchell going at it 3 wide, coming back up the start straight. And Strelo's just going to get he's just going to get passed by 2 people, just like that.
Another mistake there from Strelo. Update on the time, we're 27 minutes into the moto.
Now, Foster still sticking in second, and he's got quite a lead on Hunter Root. Really shouldn't have to worry about anything if he can just keep it on 2 wheels.
Shipley has gone down and is losing a ton of spots. He's laying in the coffins at the bottom of Cemetery Hill. Allowed Strelo and Davis to go by.
Another mistake from him trying to go back up the hill. Siebold not close enough to do anything.
The mistakes from Stanley have allowed O'Hagan to go way away from him.
Update on Tyson Fresca. Excuse me. He has made his way into points, sitting in 19th. Craig Richards sitting in 20th. Kellen Brower, our first rider out of the points, sitting in 21st.
Hey, guess what? I just saw my first mistake from Jesse Mullins since the first turn. He's got a 30-second lead. Might as well give a quick top 10 rundown as we are 28.5 minutes into this moto. Leading the way, the number 1 with the red background, Jesse Mullins, continuing to dominate here in Colorado. Jordan Foster, a great run going in the number 2 spot. He's got a 28 seconds on your 3rd place rider, Hunter Root, aboard the number 5. Toby Stocks, solid, running in 4th, running down the rough line of Cemetery Hill, trying to make his way around the left rider. Grace Carlin, the general, runs in the 5 spot. He's sort of in no man's land. He does have Luke Huberline, the Gravedigger, 6 or 8 seconds behind him, who runs in the 6th spot. And he's got the bomber, Jordan Vanderlee, getting ready to plan an attack. Vanderlee almost attacking himself down the down with a little swappage. We'll stay here on this battle for a minute before we finish the top 10 rundown. See what Vanderlee has for the 28 of Huberline. Down the downhill, Huberline looking inside. Vanderlee going to go around the outside.
It's very cool to see 2 completely different lines like that have pretty much the same outcome. I mean,
Yeah, and then there's Mullins who's leading the thing. He's running a completely different line than that. Vanderlee trying to find a spot to get around Huberline. Huberline have been so solid this season. Maybe not quite gelling this week with the track, but still inside the top 10. Not a terrible performance by any means, but as solid as he's been at the first 2 rounds. Mainly the amount of mistakes I've seen out of it this moto has been a bit of a surprise. Really losing some time there. Well, I made that outside work pretty dang well, huh?
He absolutely did. It looked like a lapper was down outside there. I thought that was Heberline for a second.
Yeah, Heberline's actually made the thing go from a couple tenths to 1.5 seconds, and it was just in 1 turn pretty much. Now they're dealing with a lapper down into turn 2. I believe that's Tyler Fry on the 127 that they're trying to work their way around.
All right. Well, really quick, I just want to mention that Mullins did not make it back to the line in time, so it will be 2 to go here for our leader.
And I'm going to finish the top 10 rundown. So we're sitting on Huberline and Vanderlee in the 6th and 7th spot. Andrew O'Hagan running in 8th, almost going to Indonesia on the step up, but saves her. Brady Stanley runs in 9th, and Roy Mitchell rounding out the top 10 with Mike Strelo not far behind. And the battle's raging on there. Devin Davis and Jeremy Siebold, 12 and 13, with Shipley right there as well. So there's a 3-rider battle right outside the top 10. See if Siebold can make his way around Devin Davis. Up the uphill, he's got a run on him. Got a run and the inside.
Oh, Devin scrubbed that double really well, though.
See what happens down Cemetery Hill. Siebold going to try to run around the outside. Devin's going to move over on him. Nope, Siebold going to keep the line.
Wow, Siebold made that outside work.
Nice. I think Devin sacrificed himself basically to not take Siebold out there. Siebold owes him dinner or something for that.
Right.
He could have definitely shut that door, and instead he left it wide open and sacrificed himself. Now Shipley and Siebold going to go to battle. A lot of loneliness up in the top 5. Not much going on there. Everyone pretty spread out. Mullins trying to make this thing a sleeper. By the way, he did run a 159 flat, so getting closer to his qualifying time here in the moto.
I'm going to go on board with him. Keep me updated on any battles that might be... that might pan out here.
Jordan Foster sitting second.
Ooh, and a mistake from Mullins. That's the first one that I've seen all moto long, besides the start.
All right, well, I found us a battle for the 10th spot right now. Strelo and Siebold dicing it out. They just took the spot from Brady Stanley, who's right there as well, and they're not far off Roy Mitchell. Seabolt looking the inside of Strelo and into the bale. So Strelo going to hold the spot. 1 lap to go, looking for maybe, that might be his first top 10 ever. And Stanley looking to pounce as well. It's Shipley there. So 4 riders going up the hill. Mistake from Stanley, gets back on. Oh, Seabolt shuts the door on Strelo, puts him on the ground. He's going to lose a bunch of spots because of that. So Seabolt moves into the 10 spot. Now he's going to try to reel in Roy Mitchell, who's not far in front. 1 lap to go. Keep an eye on Mullins. He's going to be coming to that finish line not too far from that. I'm going to watch this all develop. The battle now, well, was 12th and 13th. Shipley's found the ground, so Davis going by him. Fresquez is up to 15th, by the way, and he might be on Shipley here.
Gonna be right there. I think with the momentum he's carrying, yep, he's gonna get it.
So a late race charge for Fresquez, gonna at least get some points, but definitely not the moto that he is wanting.
And he's going way to the inside here down the Tomac turn.
Mullins only a couple turns away from the finish line. He's got to trip through the mechanics area and over the step-up kicker, and he will be taking your Moto 1 win here. Here he goes. Amazing, dominating performance for the number 1. Jesse Mullins wins Moto number 1 at Lakewood.
And Foster just kind of all by himself, pretty much all Moto long, besides the fact when
Seabolt gets into Roy Mitchell. They're both laying on the ground. I don't know if Stanley was in front of them or behind them, but that is for your 9th and 10th place spots. They're drag racing her to the finish. These guys are a lap down nonetheless. They're going to both launch the finish and let cuts decide this one, I guess. So they lapped 8th place in that moto, Mullins did.
Yeah, I mean, dude's on fire, what can you say? Dominated the track. Oh, and Tyson's actually down. But Foster with a second here in Moto number 1. Let's see what he can do in the second Moto. Was this just a fluke, or do you think he's going to be able to do it again?
I think that he had a great performance, or one of our earlier rounds in the Moto for sure. So I think he can do it again. I really do. The start definitely helped. He got out to a clear track, but I don't see why not.
I guess only time will tell here. And Hunter Root with a very solid 3rd place here in Moto number 1. He had to salvage what he could. Toby Stocks coming around, hitting this little step up, and he will be finishing in 4th. And then Luke Heberlein, pretty much all by himself, as long as he can. There we go. So he gets 5th in Moto number 1 race. Carlin going to get 6th. Now we're just waiting for Vanderlei to make his way around. He is the last one out of this group. So he will be finishing in 7th. O'Hagan finishes 8th. Brady Stanley 9th. And Roy Mitchell rounding out the top 10 as of now. Seabolt just 4/10ths of a second behind Mitchell. So cuts gonna come into play. Then you got Mike Strelo, Devin Davis, Jeremy Shipley, Andre Santos, Tyson Fresquez, like you said, with that late race charge in 16th. St. Laurent 17th. Kellen Brower making his way up into 18th. Peter Lake falling back to 19th. And Tyler Schmidt rounding out the top 20. Cuts, not an issue.
Changing in the top 20, I don't believe.
Yeah, nothing changes inside the top 20. So it looks like Seabolt actually had more cuts than Mitchell.
Wow, and Mullins was almost 2 seconds a lap faster than the second fastest lap on the track. Total domination in Moto number 1. More than number 1.
Now most of these guys, they're going to let go of their controller, take a break, let their hands recover, but Mullins was riding around a little bit. Alright guys, so we're just taking a break here in between motos. One day I won't get destroyed by Aussie leg. Looks like Kylan Brower in the chat in between motos, not happy with the Aussies he had to face. Alright, Chris, so with one 450 moto in the books, do you think there is anybody who can challenge Jesse Mullins in the second moto?
I mean, maybe Root if he gets to start. Also, Fresco's ran a 202 in that first moto. So potentially with a start, he could as well. And the only other 202 I'm seeing is Race Carlin and Jordan Vanderlei, which both those guys I think are pretty solid riders. It's really going to come down to the start, but I mean, Mullins was down in the first turn of that moto and came through the pack pretty easily. He's running different lines than a lot of the guys. It looks like his bike's set up to where he can go through anywhere he wants to go. And I really think that might just be the difference for Mullins on this racetrack is he's able to use different lines to make passes when he needs to, whether it's lappers or coming through the field. And I don't think that anyone else probably has the track as dialed as him to go through the track in different lines like he can. So, yeah, I don't know if there's much more than I think Jesse Mullins is the only one that can beat himself, and that would be just a catastrophic first couple of laps. And honestly, I believe Mullins learned from last week from talking to him. Remember, we made the comment he came down the downhill, went for an early pass, and ended up crashing while he had a top 5 start, and found himself way back. Had to try to come through the field, and that was really his worst moto of the year. And he noticed that, learned from it, and I don't think we'll see that mistake again. I think he'll be a little more patient early on, especially knowing he has the speed on these guys. Now, Rip did run qualifying laps close to his, so he has speed. I just didn't see it in moto number 1.
Yeah, so we're just waiting. It looks like moto number 2 is actually about to go underway. Looks like we have the rider list for moto number 2. Just waiting on the restart now, it looks like. Not sure what the issue is. So, not really sure still what's going on. Um, there we go. 450 Moto 2 coming up.
Sorry, I was actually resting my voice a little bit as well.
No, yeah,
Getting ready
absolutely.
for this thing.
Yeah, I was as well. That's why no one was talking. But it looks like we finally got the restart here for the second moto of the 450 class here at round number 3 of the Ride365.com Nationals, powered by Versus PC. Now, who do you got for the whole shot here? I'm going Tyson Press because I think it's a redemption moto for him.
Mitt's not going to let me down twice in a row. He's got this. Not sure where he's at on the gate, but I'm thinking he's got the whole shot, no matter where he's at.
Looks like O'Hagan actually gets a very good jump.
Tyson had it on
He
second,
had it,
and
yeah.
he's down on the ground.
Once again, terrible start from Tyson. That is.
Guess who's about to go to the lead, though? 28, Luke Heberlein. Jordan Foster runs in third, so this almost looks like a replay of Moto number 1. Brady Stanley's up there.
Shipley's up here now, and look at that, though. Collins up there, Mullins is right behind it. Brower, ooh, and Mullins gets caught up with Shipley, and I believe that's Heckman, yeah.
Yeah, it was Heckman.
So Heckman had a good start.
A lot of the same players up front. Heberlein, though, has the lead. He's trying to take off. See what he does this time with that good start. Maybe Kellen can do a little more with his good start. Also a good start for Tyler Fry on the 127. Race Carlin up in the mix.
Stralo's up here. Richards.
He gets lag bubbled by his teammate Craig Richards down the hill.
Zaworski. There we go.
Nate guy running in 8th.
Oh,
and
he's getting some front wheel lock.
Well,
gonna lose a few spots.
Shipley actually made a couple passes there on that inside, running in 8th now. And Justin Harper, a good start. Siebold, a better start as he goes off the track and down. There's Hunter Root. Third and Mullins.
Mullins is buried back here.
Jordan Foster, who was second, is now 20th, and Mullins is 21st.
Frasquez is back here.
Vanderlee's down again. Where? Oh man, Tyson's 34th. Bad start for Toby Stocks, running 38th.
Heckman here,
look at second place.
Always very active in chat. But Kellen Brower.
You know that guy?
I think the name sounds familiar.
I would watch out for the number 12, the General, Race Colin, running in third. He was really good in Moto 1. I kind of mentioned he came through the pack with Brute. He was one of the few guys that was 202 lap times. And he's got a good start here. Shipley as well is up into the 4 spot.
Well, Jordan Foster had a good start here in Moto number 2. He's sitting in, well, was 14th. He's going to get passed by a host of other guys, and he's actually going to get together with your points leader, Mullins. So you're 1 and 2 from Moto number 1 on the ground on the start straight.
Carlin's moved into the 2 spot. He's going to go down the inside of Cemetery Hill. Is that going to work for him? Brower going to be on the outside. Colin, even though he made a little mistake, pulled huge time on Brower using the inside down that hill. Foster actually was second going up the first uphill, and then had went down and then fallen back. So and then he fell down again when he started to move forward.
Right.
Hunter Root's up to 5th, working on Shipley. But Heberlein trying to make everything, all the mistakes, maybe he got him out of the way in Moto number 1. And the Gravedigger going to try to stomp everyone in Moto 2.
Right,
out to an early lead.
He still got like 6th, didn't he?
Yeah, he had a ton of problems. Even though I think he actually ended up 8th. But
okay.
Somewhere in the 6 to 8 range. But he was on the ground every time I looked at him in Moto 1 with a good start. It just, and I'm not used to seeing him fall. And he's been so consistent and so smooth. Watching the 4th and 5th battle right now. Shipley going to make a mistake. And
Root's going to go right by him just like that. Just as Just as fast as he made the mistake, he was passed by Hunter Root.
Mullins is 17th. So you asked me what could stop Mullins. Like I said, I really believed it was himself and putting himself in this big of a hole with, I would say, Root, Carlin, those guys up front, and Shipley. Those are going to be the guys that are going to be tough. And then obviously Heberlein out front, already in the 203s, found his groove perhaps.
Well, Tyson has latched on to the back of Mullins as they're working their way through the pack here. And
Identical
again,
lap times for Carlin and Heberlein, by the way.
Again, we are only 5 minutes into the moto, so we still got a lot of racing left here.
Yeah, you better give your boy Kellen Brower some love right now. He's running in third. With
Oh yeah,
trying to chase him down.
Absolutely. I mean, there's so much going on, but always got to give it up to Kellen. Very, very good friend of mine. Obviously, we run Start Your Systems together, with him doing most of the work, but got to give it up to him. Running third here in Moto number 2. Now, he did have a late race charge. I believe he got 18th in Moto number 1. Obviously, off to a way better start here in Moto number 2, but he does have Hunter Root all over the back of him now. Root
what do you
looks
think
like
he
he's
would
on a
be
charge.
happy with? What would Kellen be happy with for a finish?
Top 10, I would say. Obviously, he'd be happy with better than a top 10.
Absolutely.
But I feel like if I'm him, a top 10, I'm happy.
I feel like he's probably excited just to see the front of the pack. He's been buried in the pack, it seems like, pretty much every moto, other than the good start in Moto 1 that was quickly ended with a fall off. So, obviously, everyone in chat pretty much is a Kellen lover as well, so I'm sure they want to see him running around the front of the field.
And I know he does want to get a lower national number for next year's racing, and the only way to do that is by scoring a lot of points. And a third place, that scores you 20 points. So
that's probably more than I've ever scored in my whole life combined. Not just in one moto, but combined.
But he
gonna work this outside.
He's
Kellen
just,
working
it looks
that
like
inside.
he's just gonna let him go. But again, he's sitting in 4th now.
Well, we talk about it all the time. Those early mistakes can be so costly. Trying to avoid those. Holy crap! Talk about making a way to the front of the pack. Mullins is up to 10th already, and everyone's still pretty close together. He's working on O'Hagan and Heckman right now.
Yeah, and Tyson's not too far behind him. He's dropping down to the second corner right now.
Heberlein 6 seconds out front. Race Carlin runs in second. Hunter Root in third. Root so far out of the group has the fastest lap time early in the moto with a 2:01.9. He's got 2 very consistent, strong riders to pass to get to the lead. Brower, Comfrey in 4th, Shipley in 5th, Stanley 6th, Siebold. Then comes Mullins, and he's up to the 8th spot. Made his way around O'Hagan and Heckman. Then comes Jack Haley in 11th, Fresquez 12th, and Ryan Wilson and James Shore both coming out of the LCQ, and then a massive pileup, including Roy Mitchell, Mike Strelo, I believe. That takes you back to about 20th. Evan Davis in that mix, and also Jordan Foster trying to make his way through the pack. He's up to maybe 17th here as he goes inside on Peter Lyke, who went straight over the bars.
Ooh, someone's down on the face. That's Craig Richards down on the face of that big triple.
Oh, we have a new leader. The general, Race Carlin, has commanded his way into the lead. Heberlein must have had a mistake there because his last lap time was a 2:03.2. Must have fallen right after the finish somewhere.
And look who's right behind these guys now, Hunter Root.
Oh, that's Heberlein down again. Remember the crashes I was talking about the first moto? Every time we looked at him, or I looked at him, he was on the ground.
Kellen Brower? No, Kellen's not going to get around him. Looks like he tagged that
hay
bale. And he's going to go to the inside down down the hill here.
Into the coffins. He's going to rhythm through the bumps.
Oh,
And
and he
then
just...
slide out.
That was an odd fall off from Kellen.
Yeah, absolutely. That's going to allow Shipley to go by. And then the next person in line behind Brower is actually Jesse Mullins. He's made his way to 6th now. He's made his way around Siebold and Stanley. Mullins is coming through the pack. Been a while since I've seen Race Carlin in the lead of one of these things.
I believe he won at Butts Creek last year, didn't he?
I don't recall. I know he's led races previously, and definitely probably won motos. He didn't get the number 12 for no reason. It's a permanent number nonetheless, I believe. So
yeah, it is a career number for him.
Career number. Sorry. And then bad news for him. His route's pretty fast, and a little mistake there is going to make that gap even smaller. Race has been trying to find a way to balance playing the game and actually going fast along with working on the tracks. And he's responsible for a lot of the decal work on so basically making the dirt look good on a lot of these tracks. Had a little bit of help this week from Mason Clendenin to make the thing look good with the overlay and stuff, but Race very, very involved. Makes it hard to put in a lot of laps. Something that the top guys typically need to do to be at this level.
Yeah, absolutely.
Gotta feel good for him though to be out leading the way. He's one of the guys that I feel like more often than not generally enjoys playing the game and doesn't get into the rage thing quite as often. A lot of the guys, obviously everyone goes through fits of rage a little bit when you put a lot of time and effort in and try to go fast, but going fast, Hunter Root knows how to do that. I'm the number 5 trying to chase him down. If that lead is shrinking, Root going to go to the inside down to Tomac Hill. Or Tomac Turn, I guess we should say. The lapper letting Carlin go by and let Root go by hopefully as well. Eye on that. Another lapper getting going, so he's actually got 2. One of those looks like Zaworski with wheels, and that's Carlin on the ground.
Yeah, so Root gifted the lead here.
Those lappers might have done him a favor. Root just checked up and was kind of cruising behind him to not fall, and then Carlin does fall down. And now Heberlein is all over Carlin. Lines almost come together. Always learning on making those tracks in multiple lines and stuff too. I like the fact they're running different lines, but unfortunately a lot of them are coming together at some point in the corner, and that makes it tough to make a pass. I love that Heberlein's jumping all those rollers right there.
Yeah, that was an impressive line right there, and he made the outside work perfect right there.
Yeah, I've seen him do it a few times, and it's obviously really smooth. That outside in the corner is pretty smooth. I feel like he could go one rut in and it'd even be faster, but who am I to give him riding tips? Because he's obviously way better than I am. Hamilton MX, send me an email to chris@racefactorgaming.com, please. I'll be more than happy to try to help you out. We're watching.
Oh, Carlin with a mistake. He's on the inside. He's going to get the position for the time being.
Watch Carlin maybe work the inside of Cemetery Hill. No, he's going to tuck in line. No, he is going to cut back at the last minute.
Oh, wow. What a line.
Oh, he doesn't get the first rut, though. If he had that first rut, I think he had the pass back made. See what happens down here now. I have some lappers to deal with, so they're going to take the smooth outside line, it looks like. Kind of work their way around to Reed Young. Hopefully he'll give way to this inside. He does so. Great job, Mr. Reed Young on the RM250.
Now these guys aren't too far behind Hunter.
5 seconds behind Root. That's one mistake. Race using that far outside smooth line. Well, Heberlein all the way on the inside of the track going through that left-hander. And then same thing here. Inside and outside completely split, and they're staying even.
Now, I'm not a track builder by any means, but I do have to ask you, is it cool to see these different lines develop as they have, with them being pretty much the same speed?
It's super awesome. I mean, I spend honestly more time trying to make that happen than anything else on these tracks. Because if there's only one good line, then they can't pass unless there's a mistake or a crash. So that's the goal of it. And the goal on this track was the insides are, I mentioned it a million times, they're faster, but they're also, holy crap, races
having
internet.
some issues with the internet.
Yeah, the insides are definitely faster, but they're riskier. But it allows you to make a pass down the inside of somebody if you can execute it well, or if you need to make up some time and you can get dialed in. So, but absolutely, I mean that's the goal. And spend a lot of time and effort on making that happen. That's why I said I wish they didn't come together in a few spots, and that would allow the passing to be even better. But always learning, always trying to make them better. Just excited to see guys using some of the other lines as well. You get kind of into hot lap mode, I've noticed, as some of the top guys do, where they find the one line that they're comfortable with, and then come race time, they don't necessarily want to get out of that line.
Root is making that inside work down by the Tomac turn.
Let's actually do a quick top 5 rundown.
Yeah,
Root 6.3 ahead. Not necessarily opening it up too much. It's gradually growing though. Heberline runs in second. The Gravedigger going to pass a couple lappers here. Going to go all around the outside. He might just stay outside with those guys there. Dash into the middle. Race Carlin.
Oh, and he's down. Oh, whoa, that was an odd fall off.
Down, and let's take a look at 4 and 5 right now. Brower's taken the spot back from Shipley. He had lost it momentarily. Brower now working around the outside. Shipley working around the inside. Brower stays wide. Shipley goes there. They're going to go around.
Callan's got the line. But yes,
Shipley
that was a lapper. Not to shy away from the battle, but I did misclick, and Mullins is reeling this battle in.
Okay, 6.4 behind. Brower makes a little mistake. Drifts wide. Nope, that was a lapper.
You should probably download some skins.
Well, the thing is my game runs better without him, for one. Plus, I like to see the different dynos that guys are on in this 450 class. There is a variety of them out there.
All right, fair enough. Fair enough.
Speaking of reeling in, Brower made some time on Carlin with that fall off he got last lap.
Yeah, Carlin's at the top of the start straight, or the start hill, I should say. Brower's at the bottom of it.
Heck of a performance in Moto 2 for Cullen Brower, though. He barely scored points in Moto 1, and now battling inside the top 5, and we are 17 minutes into the Moto, so there's no fluke to be had here. Mullins ran a 2:01.2 last time around. That's his fastest lap. He sits in 6th, but he's reeling these guys in, and Siebold trying to come right with him. And we'll finish the top 10. Brady Stanley and Andrew O'Hagan are 8th and 9th, and Alex Heckman.
A very solid top 10.
And watch this battle now. Shipley actually lost touch of Brower a little bit. Both these guys getting it. If Shipley gets that far inside, that line is awesome, but it's so hard to get into. Guys are like 20 yards away from each other through the Tomac turn.
Right.
Kellen using that outside, Shipley hugging the bales on the inside. Same thing kind of going down here, so Shipley electing to use the rougher lines.
Yeah, Brower content with that smoothness of these outsides.
It's interesting because if you watch Kellen, his revving and ripping around these outsides pretty fast, and Shipley's almost tapping the gas around the inside and blurping it, and come out about the same.
I'm gonna go on board with Shipley just because it is closing in a little bit. Just to give you an idea of lap times really quick, a 2:05.3 from Kellen as his quickest, and a 2:05.0 from Shipley.
You might want to break away from that. Our gap for the lead is down to 1.4 seconds. Hunter Root had a fall off. The Gravedigger has reeled him in.
Little mistake by Heberline at the bottom of the hill. Nothing he can't handle, though.
Yeah, he lost about half a second with that mistake. The terrible corner because you got that uphill there. You just need all the power you can get through those rollers. Wing shot back up this hill. There's riders down in the turn. Root gonna get inside of them. Oh, Peter Like, watch out. The Gravedigger is coming through looking for the lead. They're going to run the inside of the Tomac turn. I feel like these guys were both running the outside in Moto number 1, and they've moved to that inside line for Moto 2. Guys are zigzagging all over the track trying to use their smooth lines or hop the bumps or whatever they're doing. I don't know, but they're zigzagging a lot. Trying to put the track together with a little bit of flow. Whatever they're doing is working as they're running 1 and 2 in Moto number 2 of the Ride 365 Nationals from Thunder Valley, powered by versuspc.com. Log on to versus-pc.com and upgrade your computer, get a pre-built. And Root's down, and we have a new leader. And he's not new. He's returned to the lead. It's a comeback for Luke Hugon, the Gravedigger. And we are 20 minutes in. And Root has pressure from Race Carlin now. Carlin's got a lapper that needs to get the hell out of his way. It's the 147. Looks like he might let him by here on the finish line jump.
And
Race's internet is still not amazing. Thank you, 147, for getting out of the way. I'm sorry for saying you can get the hell out of the way. It's caught you at a bad time, I'm guessing, as Mullins has moved into the 4 spot. Shipley right with him in 5th. Where's Kellen Brower?
Kellen
all the way
with
back
some
to 7.
issues.
Again, we said he'd probably be happy with the top 10 then. Oh, speaking of issues, Heberlein almost lands on the hay bales with the lead.
Kellen actually jumped off the side of the track on the finish line.
Resetting the stage. Root's 8.7 behind. Carlin 2 seconds behind him, and Mullins 11 back with Shipley. Well, you can fit those two under a blanket together and they can snuggle. I don't think they're probably too worried about battling each other right now. They're trying to get into that podium positions. There's a dead race tech rider on the side of the racetrack at the bottom of the hill. I believe that was Richards.
Shipley with a little bit of a mistake coming back up the hill.
Mullins with a mistake in the turn. Shipley's got the inside line on lock at the top of that triple. Kellen's found his way back to 6th in front of Seabolt again. The Aussie Invasion, O'Hagan and Stanley holding it down in 8th and 9th. Alex Heckman's still running in 10th, and he has Tyson behind him now. Bresca's terrible day at Thunder Valley. He did run a 2-minute lap time. Still got speed.
Oh, and Shipley's actually down. I was keeping tabs on him. He's not going to lose a spot to Kellen, but he's going to lose a lot of time on Jesse. Haberline down before the start straight, trying to get going again, falls on the ground again, so Hunter Root is going to be all over him. Well, not all over him, but he's definitely going to be in the picture now. The picture.
These guys might want to be careful. Grace Collins in general might be just playing an attack here. Getting ready for war. Oh, and as I said, he's down. That's going to probably allow Mullins either by or really close to him. Mullins going to try to get around the outside here. Oh, Carlin coming over into him a little bit. And Peter Light gets tangled as well. So 3 buddies that hang out together all the time, all laying in the dirt together. If I know what's going on, Jesse's yelling at Race right now, and Race is feeling pretty bad but arguing back. And they're all doing that while trying to battle over the 3rd position. Mullins is in lapper hell at the moment, going down Cemetery Hill. Shipley now has to try to find his way through that freight train of guys. Root 0.4 seconds behind. We better watch the lead. They're in the air at the same time. Time to go on board if you're not already.
With the lead,
Root.
yeah.
Oh, I thought Huberline was going to go off the track there, but he used every inch of the racetrack. Root's caught him. Can he pass him? Oh, Huberline down.
Haberline messed up.
Root got a little cross-threaded as
did.
well, but keeps it together. Harlan going to be too far back to capitalize. Mullins is trying to mount another attack on him. Up the uphill goes Hunter Root with the lead. Gravedigger sits in second. Waiting for Mullins to see if he can reel in Carlin here, as they both had obviously terrible laps last lap with the fall off tangle that they got into. Alan Brower running in 5th at the moment, with Shipley behind him. Watch Kellen down Cemetery Hill. He's actually going to have some pressure from Shipley or not. Shipley going inside the hills a little bit. Lap riders galore. Tyler Fried trying to, well, at the last minute tries to get out of Siebold's way and does.
There's literally no battles on the track right now.
Well, you know what that means. It's time for the FamiMX Top 10 Rundown, brought to you by FamiMX.com. FamiMX Design, bike graphics, custom, semi-custom, you name it. They have sim to real life conversion. So if you have a graphics kit you love in sim and want to get it on your real bike, they can make that happen for you. Number plates, stickers, like custom stuff, all kinds of stuff. Banners, easy ups, they have it. FamiMX.com brings you your leader, Hunter Root, leading the way. Mother number 2, and looking at the overall win right now, Luke Huberline laying in the dirt yet again when we look at him. And bad news for him is that means Jesse Mullins, who he's trying to battle with for this championship, going to inch even closer. Mullins runs in the 3rd spot now. He's made his way around Race Carlin. Carlin, though, the general, running solid in 4th, led this thing for a little while. On the Race Carlin Honda, Kellen Brower continuing to run in 5th. He's presented by SYS TV, which you're watching right now. Come check us out almost every Thursday night this whole summer. We race pro action. Oh yeah. Jeremy Siebold runs in the 6th spot, and he's on the same team he was on last week. So Siebold, good job. You didn't change teams for a week. Jeremy Shipley riding for a depth runs in the 7th spot. Andrew O'Hagan, another top 10 run going for the 55, hailing from Australia. Andrew O'Hagan, Prime Design Graphics. I believe he owns Prime Design Graphics, if I recall. Alex Heckman up at 9th. He's getting her done on the 292. Rounding out the top 10, another Aussie from down under, FamiMX Race Tech rider. Is rounding out the FamiMX Top 10 Rundown, FamiMX.com. Did you guys hear that? FamiMX.com, the 22 of Brady Stanley. And hey, speaking of Australia, outside the top 10 is Toby Stocks making his way through the pack. Then comes the 21 of Tyson Fresquez, who's not having the day he would like. Having the day he does like, though, is Mike Strelo. It's kind of funny. I say Tyson's not happy running in 12th, 1 spot back in 13th. Strelo's probably pretty pumped on his day. Just Tyson set the standard so high for himself, where Strela still getting better. And then 14th, Jordan Foster finally. So
yeah, absolutely.
he had a second place finish in Moto number 1, and 14th right now in Moto 2. Then comes Andre Santos.
Oh, we have an overall switch. So Hunter Root leading this thing would be at 3-1 if he were to win this moto. But Jesse Mullins with a 1-2 would actually beat him for the overall. As Mullins moves into second, a little bit of a tip over coming back down the hill into turn number 2, and then Race Carlin sitting in third, and Haberline with some more issues, falling all the way back to fourth. A 2:28 lap time last time by for Haberline.
Not the day he's wanted at all, and honestly for Hunter Root, probably not the day he wanted, because he missed round 1. He needs every point he can get on Mullins to try to have any chance at this title, and Mullins not only capturing the overall, but actually extending his lead over Root and everyone else in this moto. And even with a Glenn Helen that he was not pumped with, he actually stretched out his points lead on everyone except Root, which, I mean, Root's buried after missing round 1. And Mullins is definitely in control of this championship. He carries the red plate and the number 1 as the defending champion. If history is anything, it's tough to defend this title. I don't believe it's ever been done. I don't think we've ever had back-to-back 450 outdoor champions.
I don't think we have either. Way back when, I believe it was Jones, and then Tyson won it the next year.
Dupuis?
And then Dupuis, correct. And then 2014 was Alexis Leclerc. 2015 was Jesse Mullins, so...
Never been done. So, Mullins trying to make history. I don't know if you, I mean, we're only around 3, but a lot of people are forgetting Mullins pretty much skipped the entire Supercross season.
I think he showed up for round number 1 and then called it quits right after.
He's
not a
super beat for outdoors.
Yeah, not a Supercross guy. I mean, if anything, shows.
Yeah, I wouldn't even say that necessarily. I think it's more the time putting in, and I know he was focusing on other things during the Supercross season, and to be competitive, you have to put the time in, and he definitely is not scared to do that during the summer, and rightfully so. I mean, if you want to be good at something, put the time in, and Jesse Mullins is willing to do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're only at round 3, though. There's a lot of racing left to go. This track definitely, though, is clearly gelling with Mullins. He's been really fast here all day long. I mean, there was a point in this moto that I didn't know if he was going to get up to the podium. He was so far back.
Right, yeah, he was pretty much dead last, about halfway through lap number 1, so...
By the way, we are past the 30-minute mark of the moto. We should have a lap and a half to go. Root is making his way down the downhill sweeper. Pretty spread out now.
Yeah, not a whole lot going on. Callum Brower's still sitting comfortably in 5th, so that's a very good moto from him. After
he had some pressure from both Shipley and Seabold at a time, and they've both dropped.
Right. After some issues in the first moto, always glad to see him do good regardless, but especially now with a bad first moto here at round number 3.
Tyson has moved into the top 10 now. He made the way around Heckman, who's right with him, and then Toby Stocks is running in 12. So, doing a little bit of damage control, but I mean, for him, it's almost feeling like it's starting to be too little too late, because Mullins is not showing many chinks in the armor.
Yeah, as we are on the white flag lap, as you can see at the top of the top right-hand side of the screen.
We talk about it all the time. Hunter Root, definitely one of the best in this game. There's definitely days that he is the best. He's never won this outdoor title. And
Yeah, I believe he's won every title except for the Race Factory Gaming MX Simulator Nationals.
Missing round one's not a good way to start the season. He's overcome stuff like that in the past, but 50 points is tough to overcome, especially when your competitor is as good as our defending champ.
Oh, and let's not count Jesse out yet. If Hunter goes down with these lappers, Jesse's going to be right there.
Jesse just passes 2 in that one turn. Rick's definitely probably on cruise control here, but this track can reach up and bite go at any point. It's the 41st rider. Actually, 42nd.
The 42nd rider.
Well, actually, less than that because not everyone started Moto 2. But a lapper did just pull on the track in front of Root. Root trying to take it easy. The lapper actually doubles or triple all the way on the edge of the track to let him go by.
Oh, and these guys are still not sure who that is, it looks like.
It's Richards.
Yeah. Anyways, Hunter Root's just got to go up this little step up. As you see Mullins in the background of that shot. Hunter Root actually going to win here at win the second moto.
Fastest lap time of the race at 1:59.3 on the last lap for Mullins, so he was going for it.
As
and
Mullins
now coming across
second.
Third in the moto, a strong day in Colorado for Race Carlin on the number 12 with a strong front flip,
almost a double front flip.
And getting through a lot of adversity today, I would say, for the 28, the Gravedigger, Luke Heberlein, salvaging a decent day.
Yeah,
after,
absolutely.
A lot of crashes. Then the 83, Kellen Brower, bringing her across in the number 5 spot. Great performance for Mr. SYS TV himself, Kellen Brower.
Great race.
The voice of the 250 class.
And then Siebel.
Jeremy Siebel. Oh, sliding it out, but he's got Shipley actually laying on the ground behind him, so.
And we actually do have a battle between the Aussies, Stanley and O'Hagan, as we're wrapping this moto up. Shipley going to work his way past the mechanics area. All right, does O'Hagan rail the outside?
Who's going to go for the hook right here? I mean, O'Hagan has nothing to lose, right?
And he does it!
Send it. And almost lands on him. Now, he should be able to get up and across the line as long as he doesn't make a mistake getting up before Fresquez gets there.
Yeah, so Stanley with 8th, O'Hagan 9th, and Tyson Fresquez to round out the top 10. So, very bad race from Tyson Fresquez as he already disconnects from the server.
Insta disconnect.
I believe he went like 16-10 or something like that. So very poor round here for Tyson Fresquez. It's Alex Heckman crosses in 11th. Awesome ride for Heckman.
Oh, at the line, Vanderlee
gets 12th. Stocks with an issue before the finish line. Not sure what happened, but he's sitting 13th before cuts. Strela with a 14th, Santos 15th, Foster 16th. Foster actually got second in the first moto, so that's going to jumble the overall up all sorts of ways. Mitchell with a 17th, Davis 18th, Haley 19th, and Ryan Wilson to round out the points paying positions. Oh,
Stocks actually does get Vanderlee still with cuts.
Yep. And nothing changes inside the top 10. So, with that being said, Jesse Mullins with a 1-2 moto finishes. He's going to get the overall. I believe Hunter Root will get second overall with that 3-1, and then it's all sorts of messed up after that. With Foster going 2-16, Heberlein going 8-4, I believe. Kellen Brower went 18-5, so the overall is all sorts of messed up. But I believe Kellen Brower just joined the channel.
Whoa.
Awesome racing. Awesome racing.
Sorry if I fucked the early race, but you're good. Yeah. We took different lines and I gave you the worst line you could have taken. So
No, that inside is actually pretty good.
Channel switched.
All right, sorry about that, guys. I just had to hot
User
channels.
joined your
Oh,
channel.
all
I'm with
right.
you.
All right, perfect. But that's going to do it for racing here at round number 3 of the Ride365.com Nationals, powered by VersusPC.com. Again, same start time for stream. It's going to be 5:30 Pacific time next week, Thursday, with the pre-race stream. And then racing is going to begin at 6 p.m. Pacific time. Round number 4, I believe we're racing in High Point next week, or
Yes, sir.
Pennsylvania. So that should be very, very fun. But until then, we will see you guys next week.